Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day. Okay, today boys, we're gonna go on a bit of a road trip, okay? We are gonna be doing some traveling, okay? And it's not a short journey, alright? It's not just down the road. We're traveling like, I don't know, I think it's 175 miles approximately. And what has compelled me to go and travel 175 miles, guys? CeX has compelled me, okay? I'm going that far for a CeX. Of course, guys, I'm kind of joking, okay? That's not entirely true. I'm not going all that way just for a CeX, okay? Especially when I've got CEXs that are pretty close to me. I'm going this far, guys, for the London gaming market, okay? Me and my older brother go to London gaming market every year. It's something we really look forward to. We absolutely love it. We go every November, and it's so much fun. But whilst I'm there, guys, I might as well go to a CeX, right? You know, I'm going all this way. I might as well go and visit one of the local CEXs. Basically, guys, me and my older brother, we're gonna get on a train, okay, and we're gonna travel down to Surrey. My nan lives there, okay, my nan and uncle, so we're gonna go stay with my nan and uncle for the weekend, and yeah, we're just gonna have a good old time at the London gaming market. And like I said, whilst we're there, might as well go to a CeX. I don't know why I'm saying this in past tense, like I haven't done this already. I've already been, okay, and I had a great time. Like, I had a really good time in London gaming market and CeX, visiting my nan and my uncle. It was a really good time. And of course, guys, I brought my cameras and stuff, and I filmed a lot of this stuff, okay? So yeah, I figured I'd just show you guys what we got up to, and we'll come back here and we'll do some pickups and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy this, okay? I hope you guys enjoy this kind of field trip, you know, well, not field trip, like road trip style video. I hope this is something you guys find entertaining, because I'd love to do it more often. If you guys do enjoy like game hunting videos and retro game collecting in general, drop a subscription if you're new, okay? Because I do that stuff a lot, and I'm trying to do it a lot more. I usually do a game hunt sort of at least once a month, but I want to do it more. I want to do at least twice a month. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, okay? I hope you guys enjoy the vlog, and yeah, like I said, I'll come back and we'll do some pickups in a bit. Okay then, boys and girls, let's kick this vlog off with a little bit of packing. Obviously, got to take some stuff with me, because you know you need clothes and things like that. I needed to make sure I had my cameras and stuff for the game convention. I had my GoPro, that sort of thing, so that all had to go with me, of course. In terms of the gaming devices that I wanted to take with me, boys, I decided to take the Game Boy Advance, because I just thought that was a good one. There's a few games I wanted to try out. I also wanted to take my PSP, mainly because you can watch DVDs on it, so I thought that'd be a good console. You know, I could watch a film on the train as well as play games, so I had to take the PSP. I've also got this Retro Gamer magazine to take with me. I had to order that online. If you guys watched my last sort of CeX video, you know the story about this Ridge Racer magazine. I just could not find it anywhere. In terms of what was going in the main suitcase, guys, I packed some clothes, obviously, you know, because you can't go out naked. There's my dog there standing on my suitcase, just being annoying. I've also got some gifts here for my nan, okay? She's having us for the weekend, so, you know, I thought I'd get her some nice things. And also, there's a whole ton of games, which my dog is conveniently stepping on. But yeah, I wanted to trade these in, so I'm going to take these down to CeX with me. A lot of them are just games I've beaten, and I just don't see myself playing them, like, anytime soon, so I'll pick them up later on if I feel like getting them. But yeah, and this next part of the vlog, guys, is actually quite sad, or at least for me it was. I had to ditch my dog, you know. I had to ditch him for the weekend, which did make me a little bit upset, you know. I knew I was going to miss him. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had to take him round to my mum's house, who's going to be looking after him for the weekend. Here he is with Frank, and my autofocus on this camera is so bad, as you can see. It's awful. But yeah, he's here with Frank bothering him. He probably wanted to sleep, and Fred's wanting to play and all of that. So I said my goodbyes to Freddy, and I headed off to the bus station. It's very early in the morning, so it's still dark outside. I don't think I've ever gotten a bus this early on, but yeah, we needed to get to the train station. Once again, I do apologise for the autofocus, because there's not a lot of light, you know, because it's quite dark outside. The autofocus on this camera is just terrible. I might get a new camera, honestly, because this keeps happening. Alright, guys, me and my brother are here at the train station. It's obviously a lot lighter now. We had to wait a little bit of time for the bus, for the train to come, sorry. We had to wait about an hour, but the train did, of course, finally come, so we get on the train and we make our way to our destination. Now, this wasn't a short journey, guys, okay? It was a roughly sort of 4 to 5 hour train journey in total. There was a few stops, of course, and in the meantime, I wanted to obviously entertain myself. I didn't want to just sit there doing nothing, and of course, I've got that Ridge Racer magazine, you know, the Retro Gamer one, so I had a good read of that, and, you know, and I was really enjoying it, honestly. It was a really good read. I'm a big fan of Ridge Racer, of course. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite racing game franchise of all time, and I learned actually a lot about that series, like a lot of stuff I didn't know. For one, I learned about a little spin-off game that I'd never even heard of, and I think it was called R Racing Evolution. It never came out in Power Region, so I didn't know about it, so it was cool to read about that. But yeah, it's all well and good reading about video games, guys, but I actually wanted to play some, okay? So I got the PSP out, and I wanted to play a little bit of Ridge Racer, seeing as I was reading about it. In my opinion, Ridge Racer on PSP is just absolutely fantastic, guys, so yeah, I was playing a lot of this weekend. I played it a lot on the train. I also played it a lot in my nan's house. After I played a bit of Ridge Racer, guys, you know, I played it for about an hour or so. I decided to just, you know, chill out for a bit and gaze out the window and just, you know, get a nice look at the view, because it was a nice little train journey, you know, it was a lot to look at. But of course, guys, that didn't last too long. I got more cravings to play video games again, so I got my Game Boy Advance out and I decided to play some Kirby Dream Land. I've had this game for quite a while and I haven't actually played it, and I ended up finishing the entire game on this train journey because it really wasn't very long or difficult. I mean, the Kirby games are notorious for being pretty easy, but yeah, this one was really, really easy considering how retro it was. You know, these old retro games are usually pretty hard, but I really enjoyed it. I know it was short, but it was really good, and I'll always have a fond memory of playing this game on the train. We were pretty close now to my nan's house, guys. Okay, we weren't too far away. There's probably about an hour left, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna watch a film now on the PSP. I really like these PSP UMDs. I just think they're fantastic for these journeys. So I decided to watch Cowboy Bebop the movie, which I bought quite recently for it. And yeah, what a movie. What a freaking great movie. Okay, guys, we finally made it to my nan's house, okay? And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to get footage of us arriving and stuff. So what you're looking at is a half-eaten pizza. We ordered a takeaway, and all of us enjoyed a bit of, you know, a bit of pizza. Me, my brother, my uncle, and my nan. This is their dog, Dexter. He's one of the cutest dogs ever, okay? He's so calm and just, you know, really nice and soft to stroke, and I don't know, he was so cute. Whilst I was at my nan's, I was having a look at some of her family pictures that she's got, and just seeing me as a little kid was so weird to me. I don't know why, like, I just haven't seen these in years because I haven't been to my nan's in a while. But yeah, seeing myself in old little school clothes from when I was like 5 or 6 years old was just, I don't know, it was kind of bizarre. Speaking of bizarre, guys, my nan's got loads of just really cool and weird things at her house, like this thing on the wall here. I don't even know what this is. My nan's also really into like spirits and ghosts and things like that, so she's got her own like haunted doll collection, and let me tell you guys, these things were creepy. Me and my older brother had to sleep in the same room as these things, and they weren't nice to look at, I must admit. Whilst we were here at my nan's house, guys, me, my older brother, and my uncle did tons of gaming, and we spent a lot of evenings just chatting about games, and it was really nice to talk with my uncle about games and stuff, and we did a lot of gaming, guys. We were playing the Switch pretty much the whole time, and yeah, it was really fun. Now, obviously, the reason me and my older brother travelled so far was to go to the London gaming market and to see my nanny and uncle, of course. You know, that was honestly the best part of the whole trip. But whilst we travelled all this way, it would be rude not to at least go into a CEX, right? You know, we've travelled like 180 miles, okay? It was a long journey. We might as well go to a CEX, and we decided to go to the Farnborough CEX, which I haven't been to in God knows how long. There's a bunch of Christmas stuff here, which is kind of odd because it's not even nearly December yet. It's still quite a while to go. There was also this, is it Dr. Nuts on the Super Nintendo? It was something nuts. Mr. Nuts, maybe? I couldn't see it, but it looked interesting. I'm not really a collector for Super Nintendo, but it looked pretty cool. There's some cool consoles there as well, some controllers and what have you. You know, it was a pretty okay front window, but nothing amazing. The CEX had a lot of controllers, so if you're in the market for those, you definitely would have found a decent controller, especially for modern PlayStation. They had absolutely tons. They did have a little bit of Dreamcast down there. I don't know if you guys could see that. I wasn't shooting very well with the GoPro here, but there was a few Dreamcast stuff, and there's a lot of DS consoles and what have you. A little bit of Game Boy there, and I think there's N64 at the bottom. So yeah, there's a little bit of decent retro here, but nothing that really caught me, like, you know, that I had to buy, if that makes sense. I had to bear in mind that we are going to the London gaming market. That is why we're here, okay? I didn't want to blow my budget too early. So yeah, I traded in all of my games, guys, and I got a decent little voucher. I think I got like 160 quid for those games, which is honestly quite a decent voucher. So I was pretty happy with that. So yeah, after that, I decided to have a little look at the PS4 section. There wasn't really like anything amazing that I felt like I had to get, but I did pick up one PS4 game, which I'll tell you guys about later. We'll do the pickups after this, of course. And the GameCube selection here, boys, was pretty decent. I don't usually go in for the GameCube stuff, but they did actually have a fair amount of like decent games, and I saw this Bloody Raw game, which I didn't know if it was an exclusive or not. So I showed my older brother because I thought it'd be something he would be interested in. I thought it looked pretty cool. Next up, guys, I look at the PS3 section. Of course, I love the PS3. I just think it's an amazing console, but unfortunately, I do feel like I'm nearing the end of what I want. I feel like I've got not everything, but like almost everything I want, and the ones I don't have are pretty expensive and hard to find. However, guys, one game that is pretty cheap that I really want to get is this Call of Juarez: The Cartel. Alright, this game is like £2.50, and I see it all the time, but every time I do, it's always something wrong with it, and in this case, it was a reprinted cover. It's like the boogeyman of games for me. It's so cheap, it's not hard to find at all, but I cannot get a copy that I'm happy with. It's so and I'm not fussy, by the way, guys, alright? If it's in bad condition, I'll take it, but every time I see it, it's terrible. Alright, and I'm definitely not buying a reprinted cover of this game. I'm not even sure if the game is any good or not. I remember I used to have it, but I don't remember all that much about it. I don't think it was great, though, but I just want it, you know, I want I want to give it a go again. Next up, guys, I have a look through the DS and 3DS stuff, okay? I'm really enjoying my DS at the minute. Not so much the 3DS, but the actual just original DS. I really enjoy the regular DS. There's some real gems there. There's some real shitters too, okay? There's a lot of crap on the regular DS, but there is some good stuff if you look hard enough. I didn't really see anything today, unfortunately, that I wanted to get, so I didn't pick up any DS games. I saw a few, like, cool puzzle games that sort of caught my interest, but I've got enough puzzle games, I think, so it'd have to be something that really would stand out to me for me to buy it today. And then finally, guys, in this CeX, I decided to rummage the PS2 selection. They had some really good PS2 games here. Like, I'm talking real hitters, okay? Some serious gems in here if you're into PS2, which of course I am. It's my favorite console of all time. So I did end up picking quite a few PS2 games up. I didn't want to buy too many, of course, because again, we are going to the London gaming market the next day. So I don't want to buy too many games, but there was a couple here that I definitely had to get. Some weird and unique ones that I just like, yeah, I'm coming home with that. So yeah, that about does it then for CeX, guys. Okay, overall, it was a decent little CeX. I found some good little gems in here, and yeah, if I wasn't going to the London gaming market, I probably would have picked up a bit more. But we're not done with the hunting just yet, guys, okay, because there is a Smith Toys here in Farnborough, so we did decide to go there, and I was blown away by Smith's Toys because I've not been there in a long time, and they had so much cool shit here. But yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys, I'm really into Funko Pops, okay? I really do enjoy Funko Pops. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, and I see them getting bashed online quite a lot, but me personally, I think they're pretty cool, and they're affordable. If there's a character you can think of in the world, chances are it's got a Funko Pop, okay? And that's what I like about it. You can get cheap, affordable figures for really cool games and movies and just franchises that you otherwise would have to spend a lot of money on. And whilst we were here, guys, there was an absolute sea of Funko Pops, okay? There was tons of Funko Pops here in Smith's Toys, and I went through them, and I picked a couple out, and I ended up buying them, because there's some really awesome ones that I've never even seen before. I saw a ton of One Piece Funkos here, boys, and I was tempted, because I mean, One Piece is my favorite anime of all time, but I do have a lot of One Piece, like, stuff already. Like, I've got a literal, like, shelf full of One Piece figures. I did also see this Darth Maul one here, guys. That was really cool. I do already have a Darth Maul Funko Pop, but this one was different, and it had, like, cool eyes. I also saw this Batman Who Laughs Funko. Now, I don't know anything about that. I'm assuming it's some sort of comic book, but it looked freaking cool, I won't lie. And also, guys, I didn't notice it in the shop, but I just saw it now looking at the footage. This Bane one here from Arkham Asylum. If I saw that, I would have bought that. That is absolutely freaking awesome. I would have bought that if I'd seen it, but I've only just seen it now looking at the footage, which I'm kicking myself because I would have took that home. Anyway, guys, moving on, I did have a look at the PS5 selection, okay, and there is a decent little selection of PS5 games, but honestly, the pricing here is, I mean, it's not bad or anything, but you know, you're paying brand new prices for these games, and for me, I'm only going to buy a game brand new if I really want to play it. In fact, I've only bought 2 games this year that were day one purchases. Obviously Silent Hill 2 remake, and the other was Stellar Blade. They're the only games I've bought day one this year. I'm happy to buy modern games, but I like to wait for a bit of a price drop. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, if I had a suitcase that was magical and you could put literally anything in it, like any size thing in the world, I would have bought this and took this home, okay? It's a Pac-Man 1-up machine, okay? 350 quid this costs, which obviously that's a lot of money, but for how cool this thing is, I think that's a good deal. Now, if I find a Smith Toys that's not too far away from my house, I might have to get this because I just love Pac-Man, and that would be so cool in my house. After that, guys, I had a look through the Nintendo Switch games. I was just seeing if there was any sort of cool, cheap Switch games that sort of caught my attention. Saw some cool Kirby games here, but they're not cheap, okay? Kirby games really do retain their value. But yeah, there was nothing really else in the Switch section that was, like, jumping out at me. It was mostly stuff that I already owned, or if I didn't, I just wasn't interested. After that, guys, I thought I'd, you know, go through the aisles and just see what was on the shelves and see what cool things I could find. Saw a bunch of Godzilla stuff here, which is nice. I love me some Godzilla, but these are like play figures, you know, they're not like display pieces. They're very cheapy, you know, they're for playing with. But one thing I did see here, guys, was this Donkey Kong figure, okay? It wasn't that expensive. I think it was reduced, okay? It was only £12. It was really cool, and I was tempted, but I decided not to. But honestly, thinking about it, I kind of wish I'd gotten it now. I think that would have been really cool in my game room. I haven't got anything that's Donkey Kong related, and I do love Donkey Kong. And just before we were leaving Smith's Toys, guys, we did see a PS5 here, which my older brother decided he'd play a bit of Gran Turismo on. This brought back some memories, because I remember Game used to have consoles set up in the shop, and that was cool back in the day. So yeah, that about does it for everything I filmed, guys, on this trip, okay? Obviously, the rest of the stuff that I filmed was at the game convention, which we're going to do in another video, so look forward to that. Just before I'd leave, though, I thought I'd just show you guys some of my brother's pickups. pops, because obviously he doesn't have a YouTube channel, and I thought, you know, I might as well film them. He got some really cool stuff, especially on the 3DS. He picked up that Castlevania game, which I could tell he's really happy with. He also got some cool PS3 games, which are awesome. Uncharted 3 is an absolutely banger game. This one right here, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, I've been telling my older brother to get this game 1,000 times, because it's such a great game, and he's into his hack and slash stuff. Also, he bought this Metroid Prime here, and it was like really minty, like really nice condition one here. Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast as well, that was pretty cool. Another one that I've recommended to my brother here, boys, God of War. I've told my older brother to get God of War 1,000 times, because I just know he'll like it. Like, he's really into Devil May Cry and stuff like that, so there's no way he wouldn't like God of War. Whilst we were there, we also stumbled across this person selling like posters, and he only wanted like £2 for them, and I thought that was an absolute bargain price, and we got some really cool ones. I'll show you guys mine another day. And last but not least, he also bought this really cool PS1 controller. I think he paid like £10 for that, and it's in really good condition. So yeah, that about does it for the weekend, guys. Again, of course, I've got the London gaming market to show you guys, but we'll do that another time. But yeah, ultimately, I really enjoyed this weekend, guys. I spent about 3 days with my nan and uncle, and just had a really nice weekend. It was just so lovely. Spending time with family is just the best thing you can do. It's the best way you can spend time, and yeah, it was nice. So it was a really nice weekend. But of course, what you guys are interested in is the pickups, okay? So let's show you what I got from CeX. Okay, guys, we are back from the vlog, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed that road trip style video, okay? I certainly enjoyed making, you know, like recording everything, and just, you know, I enjoyed the weekend in general. It was a really good time. But of course, guys, we want to get into the pickups, okay? So let's dive into it, okay? I didn't pick up too much, okay? It's not like a massive haul. You're not going to see a mountain of games today, because like I said, I was saving my budget for the London gaming market, so I didn't want to spend too much. But I do think I got some pretty cool stuff nonetheless, okay? So yeah, let's get into it. We'll start off with the stuff that I got from Smith's Toys. I was blown away by Smith's Toys. I really thought it was cool. I've not been there in a good few years, okay? And I forgot how awesome it was. And I did manage to find some really cool figures. So the first thing I picked up, guys, and I thought this was really cool, I think this was only like £5, is this little Sonic duck. Now, I've got a few of these duck figures. I've got like a Resident Evil one. I've got some Last of Us ones. And I think they're really awesome, but I never see them about. And I saw one in my mind's gone blank. I saw this in Smith's Toys. Again, it was only a £5, and I don't really have anything that's Sonic related in my game room, and I do enjoy Sonic. I've been recently getting into it, and I just thought that would look really cool with my Mega Drive games. I just thought, you know, I could sit him on top of the Mega Drive stuff, and it would just look awesome. So that's pretty much why I bought that. Again, it was cheap. It looks pretty cool. It's you know, it's just a cool little thing. It's a little Sonic duck. I don't know. I thought it was cool. The next two pickups were both Funko Pops, and I think I've pretty said it a million times before. I just really like Funko Pops. I think they're pretty cool personally. So the first one I picked up was Godzilla, but this is specifically the 1954 version of Godzilla, which is the original movie. Now, I do already have a Godzilla Funko Pop, but I've got the Shin Godzilla one, which is cool, but this one is holding a plane, and that just sold it to me, honestly, guys. When I saw that, I knew I had to take it home, and it's really solid as well. It's a nice, solid figure. It's quite heavy. But yeah, I've got a little bit of a display piece in my game room, and I've got the Godzilla Showa collection there, as well as my Shin Godzilla Funko, so this is going to go right there next to that, and I think that's going to look really cool. So I was very chuffed with that. And then the final Smith's Toys pickup, guys, was another Funko Pop, and it was a Chainsaw Man one. Now, I gotta say, boys, like, people that bash on Funko Pops and disrespect them, you can't sit there and tell me that's not an awesome figure. That cost me £13, and the detail on that is absolutely, like, just amazing for the price. I absolutely love Chainsaw Man, okay? The season 1 of that was one of my favorite animes I've watched. I absolutely adored it, just binged it in a couple of nights and had a great time with it. I've already got a few, like a little handful of pop-up arcade figures from Chainsaw Man, but I don't actually have Chainsaw Man. I've got Denji, but he's just in human form. I don't actually have him in the Chainsaw Man form. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm buying that, okay? We're taking that one home. And honestly, I could have bought a few more Funko Pops, because they had absolutely tons of these things that I wanted, but obviously I didn't want to blow my budget. But those three that I picked up those two, and I picked up the little Sonic. I thought that was pretty awesome. Alright, guys, so let's dive into the CeX pickups, okay? I in total picked up 5 games, and they're pretty, I think they're good pickups, you know? They're not gonna blow you away. I didn't spend like £1 million, but I think they're decent. Well, most of them are decent anyway. I'll be honest, this first one maybe wasn't the best purchase ever, okay? And that is going to be Ape Academy for the PSP. PSP. Now, this game was £3, guys, okay? It wasn't expensive at all. I saw it in there, and I kind of just picked it up impulsively, and I thought, okay, it's like a mini-game sort of version of Ape Escape, you know, sort of like a WarioWare Ape Escape. And I had the PSP with me at the time, and I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to buy that, because it'll be fun to play on the way home. I know that on the way home, it's going to be super boring on the train, so I thought I'd pick it up, play it, and it'll be all good, you know, just have fun with some mini-games, nothing crazy. The problem is, the game is not great, guys. I really don't like this game. It's pissed me off, honestly. I'll talk about this in more detail in the games I played episode that I'll do this month, but from what I've played of it so far, guys, it's winding me up, okay? I really, like, the mini games just really piss me off, but we'll get into that in more detail. But so far, I'm disappointed with this one. I thought it was going to be a little bit of fun, you know? I thought I'd fart around on it for a few hours and it'd be all good. No, it doesn't. It fucking annoyed me. Okay, guys, this next one is one that I actually bought specifically for a video, and that's going to be Mafia 3. Now, I did actually used to own this game. I actually bought this game day one when it released, and I'll be honest, guys, I didn't love it back in the day. I was a bit disappointed with it. I didn't, like, hate it or anything. I didn't think it was a terrible game, but I just was a bit underwhelmed because I absolutely adore Mafia 2. Like, Mafia 2 just blew me away back in the day, so I was so hyped for this, and when I got round to playing it, I just didn't think it was that great. The gameplay just felt really repetitive, and I felt like the story was not bad, but it just definitely wasn't on the same level as Mafia 2. But I wanted to pick this game up, guys, because they are actually making a new Mafia game. I think it's coming out next year, but I'm not terribly sure. But yeah, I wanted to do a video on the best and worst Mafia games, so I figured I'd had to pick this one up. It was only £6, so that's alright. I tried to buy this in another video, but it was a cover reprint, and of course it's gone up by a couple of quid since then. It was £4 then, and I would have had it, but it was cover reprinted. And they had 2 copies as well. Both of them were cover reprints. Why CeX do cover reprints? I don't know. Like, who buys them? Anyway, rant over with, guys. Okay, I'm glad I got this game finally. It's only gone up by a couple of quid, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it. £6. I mean, it's not a bad game for £6, you know. I'm sure I'll get some enjoyment out of it, because, like I said, I didn't hate this game, but I paid full price, and I just expected more. Okay, guys, this next pickup could be terrible, alright? This could be an absolutely abysmal game. I'd say there's a decent chance of it, and now that I'm thinking about it, these pickups have been pretty shit so far. Like, Mafia 3 wasn't the best game back in the day. That's shit. I hate this game at the minute, and this next one might be shit as well, but let me just show you it, okay? And the reason I picked it up, okay? The game is Gift for the PS2. The reason I bought this game is it looks like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Look at the front cover, guys, alright? Look at the artwork and how odd it looks. It just looks bizarre, alright? The back cover as well is quite interesting, you know? But the weirdest thing about this game, and this is so freaking weird, alright? This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. You've got all of the characters in the background, and the art style here is just really bizarre, but the really weird part is that the main character is holding the game on the manual. Like, this is the manual, and he's holding the game in his hand. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, okay? I've never seen that. Even on the back, like, what the fuck is that? There's a decent chance this game is going to be terrible, guys, but I thought, you know what? For £2.50, I've got to give this game a go. I've got to see what this is all about, you know? If it was like £20, then obviously I wouldn't have bought it, but I thought, you know what? For £2.50, if it's terrible, it is what it is. I wanted to find out about this one because of just how weird it looks. From what I can tell, it's a platformer, and I like platformers, so, I don't know, maybe it'll be decent. It might surprise me. I just thought, for that price, I'm just gonna get it. Okay, guys, I promise these next 2 pickups are actually decent, okay? Those ones, I mean, Ape Escape should have been decent, but it's not very good. I was disappointed with that, and yeah, those 2 not the best, I suppose, but these next 2 right here are actually really good. Okay, guys, so the first one we've got here is SOS The Final Escape for the PS2. I've wanted this game for a really long time, okay? In America, I believe this game is called Disaster Report, and I remember looking at gameplay. I can't remember which video. It might have been a Metal Jesus video or something, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Actually, no, I think it was a Pete Dorr video. I think it was a Pete Dorr video. I thought it was really cool. Just, you know, just an interesting game, not something you typically see, and I couldn't find it over here in the UK because, you know, I was like, Disaster Report, wait, I'd never seen it, and I realised the reason I'd never seen it is because it's called something else here. It's called SOS The Final Escape over here. It's a game I've wanted for a while. It's just interesting, it's unique, and yeah, it's just a bit different. It's not that expensive either. either, okay? It's only £12, which I think is a reasonable price for this game, because I could have seen this one being £20 to £30, honestly. It's one of those that's just quite obscure, so, you know, it could have been a bit expensive. The artwork in the manual is pretty awesome, and on the outside as well, and it just looks like an interesting game that I'll probably enjoy. I love the PS2, and the reason I love it is because there's so many odd and unique games, and this is certainly unique. Alright guys, the final pickup of the day is an absolutely juicy one. This is one that I've wanted for a while, and I was going to buy it at one point, and I didn't buy it, and then I regretted it, and that game is going to be Zombie Zone. Now, when it comes to the actual game of this, I don't really know all that much about it. I've seen gameplay of it, and it doesn't look incredible, but it looks like PS2 type fun, you know? It's one of those games that just looks like you can shut your brain off and just remember a simpler time. The PS2 has got tons of games that, you know, they're not going to blow you away, they're not 10 out of 10 masterpieces, but they're just unique, alright, and they're fun and weird, and Zombie Zone is one of those games. You play as sexy ladies and you kill zombies with swords. Like, what's not to freaking love, alright? How can you not love that premise? But yeah, I don't know much about the game other than that, boys, but yeah, for 20 quid, not the cheapest game ever, but it's in good condition, it's complete with the manual, of course, and yeah, the disc looks pretty much unplayed. It's one of those blue sort of purpley discs. Yeah, it's just one that I've wanted for a while, guys, because I saw it in a CeX like a couple years ago, and I decided not to buy it, and I was like, why didn't I freaking buy that? You know, that would have been fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this one a go, guys. It looks really interesting, and yeah, I don't know, it just looks like it'll be a good time, and that's what I look for with my PS2, is simple fun. Alright guys, so that is all of my pickups for today, and overall I picked up some, you know, some alright stuff, you know, nothing that's gonna blow you away, but I think it's not bad. I'm definitely happy with my Smith Toys haul, okay? I really like these pop finals, they're really awesome, and the Sonic as well is pretty awesome as well. Yes, this game has kind of disappointed me so far, but it might grow on me, but yeah, I mean, it's only 3 quid anyway, so if it's shit, it is what it is. Mafia 3 was for a video, and I didn't hate this game, you know, I did like it, and ironically enough, like, my favourite thing about this game, and this is going to sound really perverted, my favourite thing about this game was the Playboy magazines. One of the collectibles in this game is Playboy mags, alright? You can go around the map and find all of the Playboy magazines, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, because I got this game when I was like, I don't know, 15 or 16, so I was a bit younger, obviously. I low-key looked for all of them, alright? And I never look for collectibles, but if you want to get me to look for collectibles, you have to entice me with something like that. I'm not sure why I shared that story with you guys. I pretty should have kept that one to myself, but yeah, I don't know. It's not the worst game in the world. It's just not the best. This one, I don't know how to feel. It could be terrible. It probably is, but the last two here, boys, I think are really good pickups. I'm really excited to play both of those. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Look forward to the retro gaming market video. I'm going to be doing an entire video on the London gaming market and that entire experience, so do look forward to that. And I did pick up some really good shit there, okay? This stuff is cool, but the stuff I picked up at the gaming market was just, oh, it was awesome. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. If you're new here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next one, alright? Peace.